Travel and Things, in association with Rugged Wear, Real People, Real Clothing, Real Solution, presents In Conversation With. This is Series 4, Episode 2. I am your host, David Batsoffen, and my guest today is well-known author and tracker extraordinaire. That's Louis Gutterage. His new book, Mammals of Southern Africa, Their Tracks and Signs. This is the revised and updated second edition. Lee, welcome. Happy New Year.
Thank you, David, and Happy New Year to you too.
Now, in case people think, oh, I just put the book up, just put the picture up, I have the book. Yay! Now, you've co-authored this with Louis Liebenberg, whose drawings are spectacular. And if you're in any doubt as to what you're looking at and you have this book on you, then you need to start from scratch. Sort of Tracks and Sounds 101 for dummies, which this is not.
Yeah. It's actually really nice because Louis' drawings, they complement the book so incredibly. It's like it's the track. If it was perfect, that's how it would look. Yeah. And we put them all in, most of them in life size. So you literally just open the book and you just compare the two, and it's as easy as that. It's really cool.
I have to say, your book was running through my head yesterday. I went for a walk in Delta Park, and I found a track that I really didn't recognize, and I thought. Otter, and then I thought, no, it's too big. If that otter was that size, I'm getting the hell out of Delta now. Baboon, which is what I thought it was, until I realized that there was a digit missing. And then I settled on the fact that it's probably somebody running in one of those strange shoes that looks like a glove.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm referring to. And then I was going to go back and take a picture to send it to you, and then the rains came. So it washed the track away. So I'm hoping whoever put it there is in the park again, and I'll be able to photograph it and send it to you for confirmation. Well,
thank goodness you didn't send me that. I would have been totally confused.
With that in mind, Lee, have there been times, firstly, how long have you been doing this?
About 30 years now. I qualified as a tracker in the Kruger National Park in 1992. So yeah, right. pushing 29, 30 years now.
And in over that period of time, what is the strangest track that you found? And when I say strange, I mean that you found something that shouldn't have been in that particular area.
Goodness, I think the things that really creep up and surprise me most are the tracks of the different predators, where you find something which is just totally out of position and out of range. You know, we think we know where these animals are, but actually, in truth, they are much more widespread and range across places that we don't even expect. If you look at the distribution maps in a mammal reference book like Smithers Mammals, where we find these creatures is totally different. It's actually amazing. It's amazing. And camera tracking are the two ways that we are discovering the movements and the spread of these new species.
What made you decide to do a second edition of this book? Was it the addition of Louis' pictures or illustrations, I should say?
Well, Louis' drawings were in the original book, the very first edition of this, which came out in around 2013, I think, somewhere around there. But after a couple of subsequent printings of the book, I realized that there was this need for the drawings to be as close to life size as we could possibly make them. It really makes a difference because, you know, instead of trying to extrapolate the shape and form, but without size reference, now you've got the actual size of the track as well. So that kind of pushed me to chat to Carol at Jacana and to try and make this a reality. It expanded the book considerably. I think it's like 50 pages bigger now. Yeah. But I think it's really worthwhile. I think it's very much worthwhile. And it is certainly an improvement to have Louis' drawings at that size. There's a lot of new images as well, a lot of new information, several new species, improved photographs of some of the tracks and signs that we had previously, because there's a combination of Louis' drawings and quite a few photographs as well of both the animal and footprints, droppings, etc. But yeah, this is just I think it's a massive improvement.
But now when talking about the actual footprints themselves, it also depends on the substrate that these animals step into as to what you get, because, you know, you can put 6 people around a track, and you can get 6 different answers sometimes. And then it's not any of those 6.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that is why there's the magic of this is Louis' incredible drawings, which show you what it will look like in a perfect world.
Right.
And in reality, you've got sandy substrates, like you say, rocky areas, gravelly ground, whatever, deep mud loam, and there's so many different options. So with the photographs, I endeavored to put in examples of what sort of effect the substrate will have. So that's why the combination of drawing and photograph is so valuable. So it kind of helps you to think a little bit about how, well, put it this way, in every substrate, the track picture, how a track presents itself is different. So as a tracker, when we're walking, when you have a bit of experience, we would be looking at the ground and going, okay, my substrate has changed. How will this affect the track that I'm looking at? And hopefully those photographs are an introduction to that concept for the newer tracker. And of course, for the guys already out there that are really good at tracking, this is just a nice way to confirm what they're seeing and maybe learn 1 or 2 new species.
All right, so I've just picked a page. There's Louis' drawings. There's a photograph. And if you turn over the page, you've got all sorts of information as well as to what you might or might not be seeing. But I remember reviewing a book called Scatology about animal droppings. And when I interviewed the author, whose name escapes me right now, the only dropping that wasn't in the book was pangolin. And I said to him, why? And he said, because I took all the photographs in the book and I've never photographed pangolin poo. So it didn't make it to the book.
Yeah. So I don't know whether I have pangolin droppings in there either, but I recently got some pictures from a friend of mine who is a well-known pangolin researcher. She also sent me a skull picture, but I'm not sure if the dropping's in there. I might have gotten the picture a little bit too late.
Well,
the mystery persists.
Let's just see if I can find this. I'm assuming it's under P for pangolin. P. One day I'll learn the alphabet. 3, 2, 3. Bear with me one sec. There's aardvark, and that's always a good one to have. 3, 2, 3 pangolin. Okay. No. You've got aardvark poo, which is there.
Yes.
But and pangolin paws. But
turn the page. Turn the page there. Let's have a look. I don't think I put it in there.
No, there's no pangolin poo, Lee.
Oh no, man! But at least there's a skull and some footprints.
That's it, and a leatherman. Never forget.
That's it.
It's amazing that every animal leaves one of these behind at somewhere on a walk. It drops its leatherman and just keeps going, so that you can find it and use it for reference.
Absolutely, I've got a hang of a collection of leathermans now from all these animals leaving them behind.
But now the beauty of this particular book, one day I'll get this camera right, is that there is a scale on the bottom of the front page, of the front cover. So you can use the book if you're carrying the book as a reference, because I should imagine it must drive you quite mad when people send you an image and go, can you tell me what this is? And you've got no idea how big or how small it is, because it's just an imprint in a substrate.
Yeah, it is very difficult, David. Some sort of size reference is certainly first prize. So if anybody ever sends us pictures, we would normally say, do you have a size reference on that? Is there another picture with maybe a ruler or a pocket knife or whatever, a cigarette lighter or whatever it might be that people happen to carry in their pockets? So yeah, there's been quite a lot of pictures sent over the years with like a matchstick and things like that. That's good. Those are nice standardized sizes, so it gives us a sense of what we're seeing. But otherwise, a track of a small spotted genet could be a lioness track if it's not too clear. You don't really have any reference. You don't know if it's 14 centimeters long, 1 centimeter long. It's crazy. So yeah, it does definitely make a difference.
I always joke with the field guides when we're on a drive or even on a walk, and we come across tire tracks, and I always go, Land Rover or Cruiser? Can you tell me which one it is? But they're not forensic trackers, these guys. Police can do that because they take plaster casts and they send them off to a database and that type of thing. With
Yeah.
that in mind, is there a database for animal tracks, though, Lee?
I don't really think so at this stage. I do know that there are some good applications available on the phone. I think one of them is called African Tracker. I think something like that, or something along those lines. And then there's I'm not really sure of the apps, but there's a couple of apps. Yeah.
All right, and this book forms part of a trilogy because there's Track and Sign of Inverts, and it was thanks to this I did a millipede track, which I'd never done before. I just got your book, and I was out in the bush, and I found a track, and I went, I think I know what this is, and your book confirmed that. And then there is also I'm trying to get rid of that light on the cover.
That's good.
Yeah. Track and Signs. Did you have fun doing this one?
A lot of fun, yeah. It was a couple of very interesting years, though. Like every time I saw some little bird wading in the mud on the edge of a river or crossing a road, I had to get out and measure the tracks and make sure that I had good photographs of it. That was the bird track and sign was a couple of years, about 2.5 years of putting it together, with obviously many years of previous photographs. But the Invertebrate Track and Sign, I think, was one of the most fun books I've done so far. And that was 4.5 years of hatching out little eggs and figuring out what's pupating out of a particular shaped chrysalis. And so that was really a lot of fun as well. And I gathered enough information to probably do 3 of those books. So it's all on standby for one day when Jacana Media say to me, hey, let's do another one. So we'll see how it goes.
You can just pop it in the post. But when do you do your PhD then?
I don't have any formal qualifications at all. My partner Kirsty is the PhD in the family. I'm just very happy to be out in the field and do things practically.
Yeah, I watched her dissertation when she defended her dissertation. Yep. I sat in on the Zoom. Those things are very difficult. There's not much humor in that room. It's hard graft.
No. The committee they're all really lovely people, but man, they were serious that evening.
Yeah, I kept saying, start with a joke, start with a joke. So a horse walks into a bar. No, it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's part of the route. I'm not quite sure. I've seen a PhD occur in front of my eyes, but sure, it's a long and arduous process. I think persistence is the main key to it all.
Yeah, I mean, look, I claim to have an MA, which is matric again. But aside from that, but then I did say to somebody, I have a PhD actually. And when they said, in what? I said, no, PhD stands for photographs on hard drive. So strictly speaking, that's what I have. And I'm sure you have the same.
For sure. Thousands and thousands. I photograph repeatedly. It's actually part of it's part of my learning process. I love it.
Yeah. The book is currently out. I know it came out just before Christmas. I know there was an issue with publishing, and you weren't the only author who was waiting to get books out pre-Christmas. So I'm hoping the sales are good. Where to for Lee now? Do you have another book in the offing?
About 6. Yeah.
When do you have time to do some real work?
Yeah, well, this is fun. I enjoy this part of my life. So, I feel like we only have one innings at this whole life thing. So we've got to do the things we enjoy.
True enough.
So, I think the next in this series is going to be the tracks and signs of our reptiles and amphibians. That's a project we're already busy. Yeah. And there's so many different things. There's an ecological book on trees that I've been busy writing, talking about the relationships within ecology. And so too many projects, but lots of fun. And I think there's going to be a lot of new information for people if I can get this out.
Mm. Great stuff. The book is called Mammals of Southern Africa, Their Tracks and Signs. It's by Lee Gutterage and, again with the light, and Louis Liebenberg. It is available at bookstores. I should imagine it's available in places like Kruger Park, and some of the lodges may stock them in their curio shops as well, Lee.
Yep, and in our little hometown of Hoedspruit, there's a couple of shops that are stocking it as well. So, yeah.
Great stuff. Before I go, I have to go back to the marketplace. So let's do this. Don't go away, Lee. As I was saying, the book is called Mammals of Southern Africa and Their Tracks in Science. It's published by Jacana Media, and it's by Gutterage and Louis Liebenberg. And if you've got the first edition, I would add this. It's like Robert Cecil. You've got to have all the editions, so that one day when they're really, really valuable, then you can say, I've got all the imprints. In Conversation With was brought to you by Rugged Wear, real people, real clothing, real solutions. Lee, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure chatting to you. I wish you all the best for the new year, and I hope to see you in Hoedspruit soon.
Thanks, David. I look forward to it too.
Cheers for now. That was Lee Gutterage chatting about his new book, Tracks and Signs of Mammals of Southern Africa. I'm David Batshoffen, back with you with episode 3 in just a week's time. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe and stay healthy.